What?
Hey dudes, Will here. Before Grayson and I hop on for this new live episode of Determined Focus, just wanted to hop on and let you know that you can find audio episodes of this podcast now available on Spotify. Literally every episode and interview we have ever done is now available on Spotify. If you've got time, it would be a huge help if you could follow, like the page, or even leave us a review. It would help us a ton. Also want to take the time to shout out all of our official subscribed members here on YouTube as part of Focus Squadron. Thank you so much. The best star pilots in the galaxy and good friends. If you would like to become a member of Focus Squadron and you are not already, you can go ahead and hit the join button below. That would be awesome. And as always, if you are not already, go ahead and follow Determined Focus on Instagram at Determined Focus Pod. You can also follow myself and Grayson on our Instagram accounts, Grayson at Mortis FM and myself at Will of the Force. Thank you so much for being here. May the Force be with you. Your focus determines your reality. See you in the live show.
Always remember.
Hey.
Woo!
Hey. Oh, I thought you're gonna do it. You're gonna say it?
Well, I texted you that if you wanted to start.
Oh, no. Oh, okay. Hey, welcome back to Determined Focus. It's episode 44. I'm Grayson, Mortis FM. Here is Will of the Force.
Hey.
I General Kenobi, say it back. That's what we say, right?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah,
Whatever.
I wasn't trying to intro the show, by the way. I was just talking about topics and stuff. But we're
Oh
good.
no! I
just
texted
derailed
you.
the
I
whole
was
thing.
like, whatever you want to kick the show off with, because you were like, should we get started? I was like, sure, and I hit start, and then you were like, okay, should we? And I was like, well, in 2 seconds, it lagged. It's gonna start.
We're very professional here. Don't even worry about it. Big week in Star Wars news. No.
No.
We'll see y'all next week.
Nothing
Goodbye. Focus determines your reality. We'll see.
Nothing even happened.
No. Yeah, 2 crazy big pieces of news. But before we get into that, let's check in with the chat because we got everybody here. We got MacMan Focus 4. Thank you for being here.
Woo!
Should we play a little sound effect? No? Okay.
Oh yeah.
We got Downcast Bug, Focus 5. It says a new member, but I think you probably just renewed your membership. So
yeah.
You're good. We got Limos Nerd, Focus 6, standing by. Thank you, sir. We got Luke's Outpost. Luke, you are your Focus 2. Yes, because I'm 1, your leader. Yes, correct.
More like
correct.
Focus Pooh.
Wow. All right.
Like Winnie the Pooh. You don't like Disney movies?
Oh. I'm going on a Disney cruise in 3 days.
Oh, there you go.
Guys, I'm feeling a little under the weather too. I'm feeling a little sick, so just send wishes out there that I'm not getting sick before this cruise because that would suck. Got Focus 3, Cole Cohen. Thank you for being here. Focus 17, Matthew Green. And then we got Ryan. Not a part member of Focus Squadron, but might as well be because you're here every week, buddy. And MacMan, that is okay. That is completely fine.
Yeah.
You actually, this is an interesting thing though. You can listen to podcasts for free on Spotify. You don't have to have I listen to my podcast on Spotify, and I was not someone who was subscribed to Spotify for some time. So even if you downloaded the app, left a review, and then deleted it, that's fine. But hey, you're here anyway, so why would you need to listen to it audio? Yeah. We got Sunny, Focus number 9.
Yep.
Thank you for being here, Sunny. Let's see. We got Spectre 61423. Hello there. Thanks for being here, dude.
Hey, dude.
We've got Whoa, Moria. Hello there. Greetings from Croatia.
Whoa, what's up?
That's crazy. Okay. Hey, what's up, man? Thanks for being here. We got Wesley. Wes, what is your focus? What is your focus number? We've after about 12, I've lost track. I'm sorry, guys. I'm really trying my best here.
Yeah.
Love you all. You're all very important. We've got Blade of Merrick. Thank you for being here, buddy. I got a lot of people in here. We got Alexander Wilson. Thank you for being here. Appreciate you, dude. And Wes is 12.
That's what it is.
Yeah, 12. Okay. So I kinda genuinely want to.
Oh, wait. Okay. I know I said start whatever we want. Can I just get this out of the way before everybody just starts asking these questions?
Sure.
Okay. Hey, made y'all a promise last week. And that promise came true, folks. Guess what? Focus Squadron merch. And
whoa!
There's a bunch of stuff. There's patch. There's 3 different types of hats. There's a shirt. There's a hoodie. Shirt comes in a bunch of different colors, like this color, and this color, and this color, and this color, and this color. There's a bunch of different stuff. That's the different. Wanted to do a different like logo style for Focus Squadron members specifically. Obviously, the circle, the shield logo, the one that's on my hat right here, is the main. But
this is the special one.
Yeah. And for the members, you know who you are. I will be reaching out to you to customize those with the numbers.
Yep.
So basically what it'll look like with the custom numbers, there will be a hat option, or not a hat option, a shirt option and a hoodie option as well. Basically, like, this is the front of the shirt. Instead of the white text around it, it'll have focus and then whatever the number is below it, like kind of like right there.
Yep.
So yeah, that'll be the customized version for the focus people with focus numbers. So yeah, as of right now, we're not doing like a crazy amount of focus numbers.
Yeah.
Probably won't do this again for months to a year for those numbers. So if you are a member of Focus Squadron, and you would like, and you don't want for like to have all the numbers or whatever, that's the way they look right there. You can get the patch, you can get the shirt. There's a bunch of hats. Like, this is the version with that logo of the hat that I am actually wearing right now. This is the same hat, just with a different thing on it.
Oh, yeah.
Also, all of these, like, comparatively to everything else on the site, these are the cheapest options, literally. Like, this is like for this hat with the 18, that is literally, there is no profit made on this stuff for the Focus Squadron stuff. It is just for you guys to be able to rep that with this logo on it. I think the only one that has profit on it is the hoodie. And the hoodie is obviously the most expensive because it's like a big garment. That's a big logo. But I think it was like 50 cents was what will be made out of everything other than just like the actual materials. And then, dude, this brown is really cool.
I do like that.
I like that. The green is fun. But yeah, there's a ton of different stuff. There's also like dad hats if you're feeling frisky. But yeah, so there's that, and then there's a patch. So like, if you don't want to get like a shirt or something, or like you have something that you want to just put that on specifically, that's the patch. This is a render of the patch, so it's probably going to look a little bit better and obviously less pixelated than what this looks like right here. Like,
yeah,
do I have something with a patch on it here? No. But like, I've ordered a ton of these patches. Like, I have the one with that says like the greatest teacher failure is, and that's a patch, and it came out awesome. The text is super small on it, and it came out great. So Yeah, that's all. And it's literally the first thing if you go on the website. It's literally the first 6. It's the latest product. So grab yourself whatever you want for the Focus Squadron stuff. I believe anything over $75 is free shipping as of right now.
Yeah.
So whatever you guys want. And then
how do they get
yeah.
access to the exclusive stuff? Is it like do we have like on our members page?
So yes, what I'm going to do is basically like look for the 20 some odd people who are going to be getting the numbered stuff. You guys have either DM'd me before or have the ability to DM me. Reach out to me specifically that you want your number made. I'm going to give you guys the week, and then I will put those into Fourth Wall, send you guys the link specifically to that stuff, and then that way you can make your purchase there. But yeah, that's kind of how it will work. Just because there's not like a way to like, I mean, I can put all this stuff on the website, but like Sunny Focus 9 is not going to want to get like Grayson's Focus 1 shirt. Like that doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
Doesn't make any sense. So that's kind of how it is. Hopefully the logo is cool. Hopefully it worked out. Tried to make it like Star Toursy. We talked about Starfighter last week with that pack.
Yeah.
The
it's
OG,
very
like triangle 1977 logo.
Yeah, that was the 3 things that I thought of was Starfighter, Star Tours, and then the 1977 logo. So very good stuff.
Hopefully it works out.
Also low key, kind of Mortis Portally in a little way.
I thought that as well, especially like with the yellow triangle with the white text around it.
Yeah,
like the white text definitely looked very Rooney, which I thought when I threw that in there.
Yeah,
thought it was cool.
Yeah, good stuff. Yeah, so for all of you who are asking about them, they are is post haste the term? That's the term that I'm using. They'll be ready. They'll be ready pretty soon.
Yeah, get off my butt now. How about that?
Wow.
How about that?
Act happier that you made them, Will. Come on.
No, I'm just happy that I'm not going to get asked questions about it. And hey, Cole, love you to death. There's a hoodie on there too. Okay.
Hey, we got Blade of Merrick as a member.
Up, dude? Welcome.
We appreciate you. I thought you remember already, so now I'm happy that you are now.
Welcome. Last thing, members only for if you are a member here on YouTube, obviously that's the only place you can be a member. On the members tab that only you guys can look at, I'm going to put the promo so you guys can get even a little bit off of the stuff too, hopefully. Trying to make these like cheap as possible for you guys to wear them. I don't want you guys to like spend a bunch of money just because you want to rep this stuff.
Yeah, break the bank.
Yeah.
I kind of want to talk about the Galaxy's Edge stuff first.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's kind of cool.
Can I hit the news thing first?
Absolutely, you can.
Okay.
We got some visual aids. We got some articles.
Oh, that's the hats. Hold on.
Oh, whoa. It's okay.
Oh boy.
While you're pulling it up, I'll just go ahead and say it. If you've been, there it is. Perfect. At least as far as we know, I should clarify. Do we know if this is both Disneyland and Disney World, or is this strictly Disneyland?
As of right now, this article is just about Disneyland.
Okay.
I would assume because Disneyland gets everything first, they'll run this as a trial period. Everybody will freak out about it. And then probably like, I wouldn't be shocked if like on like May 4th or something, they released and they're like, hey, it's been so great having everybody at Disneyland. Come out to Disney World Galaxy's Edge and you'll get the same stuff.
Yeah. Okay. So essentially, Disneyland is getting a expansion to its timeline to kind of divide it up into different eras. Now, this was something that was requested, I think, by a lot of people. Will, you and I historically have talked a lot about this, both individually between ourselves and also I think a little bit on the podcast. But basically the area around Rise of the Resistance, if you've not been at Galaxy's Edge, essentially like it's kind of, for lack of a better term, it's kind of like a italicized P. The over towards the bottom area, that will be. Is there actually like a map?
I saw a map at some point, and I don't remember where I saw it. Let me see if I can find it, but keep talking.
But basically, the area around the Rise of the Resistance ride will be sticking to the Resistance First Order conflict era, the sequel era, while the main area of Batu will be switching to a different time period, and that will be the original trilogy time period. Apparently, Luke and Han and Vader and Leia will be around. This is interesting as well because, of course, Disneyland has historically had characters from eras from the shows, so I'm not sure how that's necessarily going to work. But
you don't know, weren't there the whole time, right? They would, other than Ahsoka, I think. Ahsoka, or Mando was made permanent.
Yeah, Mando is permanent. Boba is permanent. Book of Boba Fett, Boba. But yes, a lot of those like Sabine, Hera, Chopper, Ahsoka were time limited. The characters that consistently have been around in the parks have always been Kylo and the troopers,
right?
As well as any First Order agents and stuff. V. Marati, who is a character that was developed for the parks, and she's like in supplemental material. She's kind of a new original character that works for the Resistance. Chewbacca, Rey, R2-D2. That was kind of always the main slew of characters that they had roaming around. And then over time, they started to introduce more characters and kind of like expanded more upon it. Now, the timeline has always been for Galaxy's Edge that it was set in between episodes 8 and 9. And that was also with like the Star Cruiser. They tied the story in there. So like if you went to the Star Cruiser in Disney World, like that story was connected to the Galaxy's Edge story. Oh, I guess the other character would be Hondo, but Hondo is technically in just the ride.
Yeah, just the Smuggler's Run.
Yeah. Now it's interesting though, because when they're doing this timeline expansion thing, the Smuggler's Run ride is going to be switched over to that Mando Grogu area or that time period, which is interesting.
Well, I thought it was going to be more like Star Tours, where it's just going to have like parts where it's not like the queue isn't going to be Mando and Grogu.
No, but like the missions will be all Mando and Grogu. Like from what I'm hearing, they're getting rid of the Corellia mission.
What?
That's what I heard.
Oh,
or at the very least, they were switching it over to. Wait, hold on. Why did it say Ahsoka and all of them? What is so? Can we read? Can we read from the top? Is that cool?
Yeah. So okay. This is like this. These are like the main updates right here. So yeah, go ahead.
So starting at the end of April, they're going to expand the timeline to include more eras, specifically the original trilogy. And I guess as we see later on, also post original trilogy, like Sonny said, 9 ABY. Oh, literally. Okay, she's not even joking. 9 ABY people.
Wait,
that's actually such a fun. Guys, did we cook? That's so funny. I can't believe are going to be the
kidding.
So the marketplace is going to be Mando, Ahsoka, Book of Boba Fett era. Han, Luke, Leia, and Vader.
If we ever can, maybe even this year or something. Like I don't even know. This is Grayson, I'm pitching this right now to you. There's a bunch of people listening. We do a meetup, and it's the 9 ABY meetup, and it's only in the market, and everyone just wears a black T-shirt with a big white 9 on it.
Dude,
and that's it. And everyone's gonna be like, "What's going on? Like, why is?" And nope,
we're like,
it's 9 ABY.
9 ABY, baby, 9 ABY.
That's only in the market. If you step outside of the market, I don't know what year it is.
Yeah. What is it? I don't know what even is happening right now.
Oh, please make 9 ABY merch, Limitless Nerd. Check the website. There's 9 ABY merch on there.
I don't think that post made a lot of traction, but
probably not.
We got it. We got, yeah, here you go, Sonny. Everyone go buy the 9 ABY shirt with an entire focus.
Hold on, I'll pull it up quick. Wait.
I cannot believe this is a real thing, by the way, that we've.
There's no way that's real.
No,
no way.
No, Sonny's being serious.
That's crazy.
So essentially, original trilogy, Vader, Han, Leia, Luke will be around the outpost area, so around like the shuttle and stuff. And we're getting John Williams stuff, but let me read. Well, I've already said that. Can you scroll down just a little bit?
Yeah.
Let's see. Okay. Okay, here we go. New storylines will be brought to life on Batuu, spanning multiple eras of the planet's rich history. These updates will enable you to experience the Galactic Civil War and New Republic, as well as the Age of Resistance and First Order. Black Spire Outpost will roll back into several decades, thoughtfully introducing beloved characters from across the Star Wars timeline, new props and graphics in some areas, musical selections from Star Wars films throughout the land, and more. And each era will be brought to life with the same care and attention to detail that the land was originally designed with, masterfully weaving together stories from across time and space in one location. Let's take a look and see what's coming to Galaxy's Edge at Disneyland. So we get a video, I believe, of, if I'm not mistaken, of Vader and the Stormtroopers, correct?
Yeah, it's like a promo thing of them with the tie that's there.
The tie echelon, which is like, kind of wish the tie echelon was getting converted into, like an Imperial shuttle or something. Also, I'm not sure what they're going to do about that First Order store nearby. Like, are they going to take down the banners?
That's in the article. It's supposed to be turned into something else.
Okay, all right. Let's go back. Or actually, let's find it real quick. Yeah, I just want to go through. Okay, where you'll find these characters. Okay, so cue the Imperial March. Darth Vader's search for Luke Skywalker will bring him to Batuu. Vader will be joined by stormtroopers. As well as they seek the elusive Jedi, they may find hints of the Force around the outpost. Leia, Han, Luke, and Chewie amid the rocky spires. Luke will roam around the outpost seeking knowledge of the Force and artifacts related to lightsaber building, kyber crystals, and more, which was kind of what he was doing this past year with his appearances. Leia will be spotted near the Millennium Falcon, where she'll recruit travelers and locals to help keep Luke safe. Han Solo will also linger around his prize ship. So I'm curious, Sonny, and I know you've done some research as well, so you're our guy in the chair right now. Do we know the time period of the original trilogy? Is this post A New Hope, pre-Empire, I'm assuming? Or is this post-Empire, pre-Return of the Jedi?
I assumed because Leia is going to be in her Battlefront 2 look, that kind of led us into what time period it would be. Truthfully, I think it's going to be in the time period of like post Battle of Jakku, like this stuff, because they also released that there's going to be those 3 comics.
So that's the interesting though, is that if it was post Battle of Jakku, then and Vader is hunting for Luke, obviously that can't work because Vader's dead.
What do you mean Vader's hunting for Luke?
Darth Vader's search for Luke Skywalker will bring him to Batuu. The Sith Lord will be joined by stormtroopers as they look for Luke Skywalker. Leia,
I didn't even think of that.
So Luke, Leia, and Han, like all of that is one continuous thing. Leia's trying to help Luke get away from Vader. So it's in between A New Hope and Jedi. It's just a matter of, is it pre-Empire? Well, it can't be post-Empire because Han's in Carbonite. So it's post A New Hope, pre-Empire.
But Luke's, at least I assume, Luke is going to be in his Mando outfit, like he was for the last year. You know what I mean?
What?
Like he's going to be in his Mando tabards.
Why would they not make it after A New Hope but pre-Empire? Put him in his like X-Wing or Bespin fit.
Truthfully, what I think is the Darth Vader searching for Luke Skywalker thing will be more like it'll be more like if you were to go up to Kylo Ren and he hits the button on his thumb and he's like, I'm looking for rebels, like anything like that. Vader's probably just going to have like 2 or 3 things where he's like, I'm trying to find my son. Like there is someone named Luke Skywalker. He's very important to me. Something like that, where I don't think it's going to have too much on like I think from all of this, they've pretty much took the story aspect of like living in the story immersion of Galaxy's Edge, crumpled into a ball, and shot it into the sun at this point. Like nothing has any like real connection at this point.
I hate to say it, but it is kind of true. I Am Rolling said they're eliminating deep immersion in place of ticket sales and photo ops for the masses. You know,
which honestly,
like I get it.
The immersion of Toy Story Land is not that you're in between Toy Story 2 and Toy Story 3. You know what I mean?
Interesting. Sorry, confirmed they're set close to Return of the Jedi. So guess Han Solo got free of carbonite for a little bit.
And that's also the thing too. It's like, so does that mean Luke's going to be wearing like his like the Chanel boots and the black jumpsuit? I don't think so.
I mean, they're probably just reusing that same robed outfit that he has. But like you could put, well, I mean, you could also just say in your head that it's like his outfit like in the beginning of Jedi when he's on Tatooine, you know? Like it's all that like
yes.
I know it's like it's different outfits, but people are going to be like, "Oh, black outfit Luke Skywalker, you know, green lightsaber." So
I guess if he has like
so this would all be fine
is the main thing.
So
it's like if it's a brown robe, it's Return of the Jedi. If it's a black robe, that's really the big difference.
Low key anyway.
Hey, dude.
Oh God. So this would all make sense if they didn't have Han. If Han was not there, it would be fine.
My guess is
hot take should be Lando instead of Han as the Han guy. And
do that, dude.
Put Han not near the Falcon in the cantina.
Put Han in carbonite and hang him from the top of the Millennium Falcon. And just have a carbonite slab.
Actually, you know what would be kind of sick? Is if Boba Fett wasn't limited to the marketplace and it was Empire Boba Fett and Boba.
Whoa, when he's carrying around
he's got like he's hanging out near Han and carbonite or something. Like
honestly,
Shadows of the Empire, like dodging, like yeah.
Honestly, what would be cool if there was like a show and the carbonite, it's so easy to do, dude. The carbonite slab just like goes into the ground and then Han pops up. It's like
they could do like
Empire.
They could do like a projection thing where you like see the like Boba Fett's ship like flying down and he like lands and like comes out and it's like he's got the carbonite or something that'd be like sliding down.
Truthfully, I don't think the immersion is going to be broken very much just because
I said I would be a Han and carbonite for $100K a year just chilling there all day.
Dude, shout out to Walt Disney World cast performers. They are not getting paid $100K.
No, yeah. No, they are not. It's crazy.
I wonder what the insurance is for being in a slab of carbonite, like if you have any better benefits. Vision. There you go. There's the joke. I don't think the immersion is going to be effective at all.
Here's what I mean. This is a good thing. He said, "What I heard a journalist say: when you're talking to a character, you're in their timeline. This isn't necessarily an entire world timeline. And that kind of makes sense with Disney as unanimously. Where like, yeah, you're like, oh, I saw Mickey earlier, you know, and they'll be like, oh, I don't like you know what you're talking about.
Yeah, you could ask Captain Jack Sparrow about seeing Peter Pan, and he'd answer like he'd have something to say.
He'd be like, oh, I have no idea, you know, whatever. Who that is, whatever. Also,
offer him a drink because he's.
I got to bring up as well. I completely blanked on it. How do I jump to it? Here we go. I'm rolling. Did wait? Did he? Oh no, this is from last week. He did $20 super chat. Thank you, dude. Very kind of you. In Filoni, we trust. We're gonna get to that in a little bit. I promise you.
Yeah.
We gotta put it away. But thank you, dude. That's very kind of you.
Yeah, really appreciate it.
But can we scroll down just a little bit more? So we'll. And
so
then,
that's all the character stuff, and then Rey will still be there, which is very cool.
Well, I wanted to go back up to the Ahsoka stuff. So, Ahsoka and Mando and Grogu near the marketplace. 9 ABY gang.
Where is Boba?
Oh, they haven't said Boba. Interesting. Maybe they're taking Boba out.
That is a lot of cast performers to have at one time rocking.
Yeah, and then R2 will be near the. Oh, so they're
Continue to roll through the land.
Yeah, so R2 is just pretty much everywhere.
Yep.
And then we've got Rey near the Resistance camp, which is I think makes perfect sense. And I hope they don't get rid of V or like Vi Marati. Like I think that's a cool, unique character that allows people to be like, oh, who is that? You know?
Yeah, I mean, if I don't see their name in this article, I'm gonna kind of assume that they're gonna go away for a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, I guess they got to phase some out, but you know. But as you take into the towering remains of the petrified trees that create the skyline of Batuu, you'll be further transported into the world of Star Wars with the addition of beloved scores from legendary composer John Williams. Whoa, what? Sonny said other article also mentioned Sabine being there, but didn't mention Boba.
So this is the Disney Parks blog article. I also have the StarWars.com article as well.
Okay.
So this is like a lot of great bullet points and a good like marketing, like what they're trying to describe. I think Star Wars is a little bit more in depth. It's just like a lot of text, so we can go through that after this.
Okay. Okay, gotcha. So they'll play the main title and Force theme as you wander through the land, Han Solo and the Princess, Desert and Robot Auction, and then the Emperor and more.
So if I'm gonna be in Galaxy's Edge, just looking around, and like the Force theme or Leia's theme starts playing, hey man,
I hope
I don't drink, so I'm not gonna have any blue milks or spiked milks in me. But your boy's gonna be in tears.
Yeah, no, I want to try that pink milk. By the way, I that stuff looks kind of good. I'm not gonna lie.
Strawberry milk, right?
Limitless Nerd. This is my dad would ask this question because he's obsessed with the radar dish on the Falcon.
I saw probably do something about this.
They probably need to. Yeah, no, I'm saying if I'm like near Luke and then like the Force theme starts playing, or I'm like near like Han and Leia interacting and it's like, you know, their theme starts. I'm like, dude, this is insane. Yeah. It's never mind. I don't want it. I don't
like you're at the dentist.
I thought it was gonna be like strawberry.
Weird.
And of course, the Cantina band will be heard within Oga's Cantina. But of course, in the era of the Galactic Civil War, proprietor Oga Guerra only recently opened this watering hole, which is already becoming a popular spot for intergalactic travelers. Okay, gotcha. Didn't know that was the lore about Oga's Cantina, but yeah, okay.
Oh, so this is the shop thing that I was telling you about.
Gotcha. Okay. As Batuu's history is represented with new storylines, you may notice some updates to buildings and shops throughout the land. First Order cargo will transform into Black Spire Surplus, a military salvage operation offering artifacts from across the history of the galaxy, including Imperial and Rebel items from the Galactic Civil War.
What I take from that is it'll be more like the Star Wars store that's on Hollywood Boulevard as you walk into Hollywood Studios.
Yeah.
Wait, do they even have that in Disneyland? No. But if you're in Hollywood Studios at Disney World, there's a store that's like a Star Wars store at the front of Hollywood Boulevard.
Well, you're talking about the Star Wars store that's next to Star Tours.
Well, that too, but that has like autograph stuff. There's also a store at the front of Hollywood Boulevard, like right before you get to the what's the dinosaur in the water in the lake?
I know what you're talking about. It's on the main strip. It's on the second. It's like Keystone or whatever.
Yeah, they
Keystone
have that,
Traders.
It's more of like a Lucasfilm store.
Yeah, kinda. Yeah. No. Well, they also have like Marvel and stuff in there too. But Disneyland, they have a store near Star Tours. That's like a big Star Wars store.
I think like the end of the queue, like it is in Disney World.
Yeah, it's the same way you come, but it's like way bigger.
Exit from the gift shop.
Yeah, exactly. But I think Black Spire Surplus will likely be more in-universe items. Like I don't think they would sell like, because they don't sell like action figures and stuff in they do actually, because they sell like Doc-Ondar had an action figure and Hondo had an action figure. So, but it seems like it'll be like Empire Rebel stuff, basically.
My guess is it'll be more like how Hollywood Studios, and look, I've never been to Disneyland, so my reference is Hollywood Studios before Galaxy's Edge, of like Star Wars Weekend, where there was like the store by Star Tours, and then there was also like where the AT-AT was and like the Endor setup. There was that store there, but you could go there and get like like Black Series helmets, or like not Black Series helmets at the time, but like Hasbro helmets, or like
Yeah.
Hasbro figures, or like just general Star Wars Lego sets you could just get in the park. Like that kind of stuff where it was just like, if it had a Star Wars logo on it, it was merchandise, they were selling it there. Now they separated that for the immersion of Galaxy's Edge to just be like Galaxy's Edge stuff. But I would assume they're going to do away with that pretty much immediately.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Sonny said it's only going to be Resistance Empire merch. Resistance and Empire. I guess Rebel Empire.
Yeah, I was gonna say only the Resistance and only Empire, not Rebel or First Order, but like only Resistance and Empire.
But it'll be closer to the two stores that are back there in Disney World. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Redney, you've never been to Galaxy's Edge. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, you can't clown on me anymore. I've read a Star Wars book in Galaxy's Edge, and you haven't. So, yeah. Anyway, as antiquity shops often do, Dok-Ondar's Den of Antiquities will display a different array of time. So pretty much how it is already.
It'll just have more like regular stuff too.
Yeah. And an earlier generation of the Mubo family, shout out the VR game, will operate Droid Depot, where they'll be prototyping the BB style of droid, and you'll have the opportunity to purchase and create your own droid companion. Okay. In his search for information on lightsabers and the Force, Luke Skywalker will be interested in meeting with Savi. You may continue to have the opportunity to purchase and build your own lightsaber under the... Is Luke going to show up at Savi's?
Stand outside. Or like, I would assume the character performer would do something, because where like he's outside of the shop, and when people exit, you're going to have like the ability to like have that magic moment of like bumping into Luke Skywalker and him being like, so I see you built your first lightsaber. Like that kind of thing.
It could be Huang too, but anyway.
If they really wanted to.
That'd be really, really cool. That would make a lot of sense.
Cool, but I don't see Huyang's... Can't Command F Huyang here. It'll just come up with no search results.
Command F Huyang. Plus, favorite Star Wars attractions, entertainment, and food. As the storyline of Batuu expands to encompass a broader selection of stories, enjoy some of your favorite galactic pastimes from the cockpit of Han Starts with Sith, fly aboard Smuggler's Run, and favorite flavors. Okay, same stuff as normal. And then, whoa, interesting. Watch as the Spires of Batuu become one-of-a-kind backdrop. So they're going to have the Shadows of Memory Skywalker saga thing, which is a beautiful show, by the way. Like, insanely cool. Wait, is that Grogu there, though?
That's what it looks like.
Okay. On select evenings... Oh, what is going on?
I tried to zoom in, but it just made the photo smaller. Why the heck?
Interesting. Okay. Oh, that's Yoda. That's just regular Yoda. Okay, so that's from the Skywalker show, that which is really good. And then the other show is the Fire of the Rising Moons, iconic music and tales from across the galaxy. We're walking the path of the dark, the light, updates, enhanced appearances on April 29th, 2026.
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe seeing them before. Do you want me to pull up the StarWars.com article?
Yeah. Moria, how come they never had a Palpatine? Well, from timeline reasons, but I think that could happen now. I think that's not I think they could easily put Palpatine.
I know for a fact, if this had happened last year, they would have done a Revenge of the Sith. Like this is what this is opening it up for. It's so there's not like the I don't want to use the word shackles. The restrictions of it being like a part of canon, right? And so they can do other stuff, like you were saying with the immersion, or like how you brought up that comment where the interviewer was like, oh, it'll probably be where the characters are within their own timeline in their own year, where if you ask them, it's like, oh, I'm from blah, blah, blah. But all the characters aren't going to be the same thing, where if they were to interact with each other, it's not all 1 year anymore. But there's also like that video of one Star Wars Nights or whatever it was, where Anakin was there from Revenge of the Sith, but also Padme was dressed like Queen Amidala from Phantom Menace. And like they asked the character performer, like, oh, do you know? She's, yes, I love that senator. Blah blah blah. She does great.
She's a good friend. You know,
yeah, like that kind of thing. But I have a feeling that that's exactly how it'll be as well.
Yeah, I also think they definitely could have like. I was talking about Palpatine, like you could have Palpatine in like a show or something, you know? So Let's see. Okay. Someone said I don't wait for characters often, but I wait hours. I mean, I don't think that. I mean, I'm not saying never to Revan showing up there, or like a Thrawn would be sick, but you know, at they'd have to like figure out. I mean, I guess Thrawn would have to be in the 9ABY section. I don't know.
Yeah,
it's weird. Let's see. Okay, so
whoa, dude! The Imagineering and Disney Live Entertainment teams worked closely with Lucasfilm to craft all new looks for Han and Leia, making sure they're ready for adventure on Batuu.
Han wears his
new look.
So Han wears his iconic vest, but then Leia's in her comic Battlefront 2 look.
Mm-hmm.
We get to physically see it crafted or created on person. Rey, R2-D2, Ahsoka Tano, and Chewbacca will remain as possible characters. Finally, Chewie and Han are together again on the Falcon, which is very cool.
That's very cool.
Even if he should be in Carbonite, but I digress.
So yeah, Mando and Grogu here, but there's no, there's nothing about Boba.
Let's see. Want Galaxy's Edge to feel as immersive and authentic as possible. To celebrate the new updates, Lucasfilm is teaming up with Marvel Comics to release these new tie-in comics about why the Empire and Rebels came to Batuu. Bringing in all of these familiar faces means you never know who you might encounter. The Spire's Rey, for example, might pop up closer to Star Wars Rise of Resistance, which is remaining unchanged, while you might catch Mando or Ahsoka wandering through the bustling marketplace. And of course, R2 will be roaming throughout. He's in all of these stories.
Yeah. Doc is always getting new shipments and new antiques. And then
this is like a random Spotify plug.
Yeah, it's just like go follow Star Wars on Spotify. But that's kind of the whole thing. So there's less than the Walt Disney World article, but like, yeah, that's kind of it.
Decrepit. I love Rey. I care about her very deeply.
I do. Rey's cool,
and I like her better than Anakin Skywalker. Sorry. Anyway, that's all. It's lame.
That was your AI profile picture, dude. Later.
It is lame to think or hate on someone for liking a character that you may not. Anyway, so that's pretty much the Galaxy's Edge stuff, which is very cool, and I'm very excited. And I think this is something that's probably needed for a while. I think as we move further away from the production of the sequels, while the sequels are important and relevant, I think it is good to have a more wide array of stories, because if you're going to a Star Wars theme park, a lot of people, I mean, you and I have always said this, that like it would have just made more sense to do original trilogy in the first place, but
agreed.
You know, they were doing it as the sequels were coming out. It was for cross promotion and stuff like that. It made sense at the time, but it's been 7 years since the sequels, and so also, it's like
as two people who don't necessarily dislike the sequels, I think they were also banking on the sequels having a different reception than they had.
Absolutely. I think they were, going into. I mean, Galaxy's Edge started in 2019, so it was after Last Jedi. They were working on it, but before Last Jedi. Then Last Jedi came out, and then it came out closer to Rise of Skywalker, and unfortunately, the reception just wasn't what it was. But I think having a land like this where, characters from the shows can be in one section, and then the original movies can be in another, and then the sequels can be in another. I know the big comic complaint now is I'm like, okay, what about prequel characters, And I don't think it's impossible for, if they wanted to switch to like having prequel characters in one of the sections, Like
they'll do it eventually. It'll happen.
If they wanted to phase out the TV characters in the marketplace to put prequel characters in, they could do that.
When Hayden Christensen shows up in Ahsoka season 2, there's no doubt in my mind there's going to be a character performer as Anakin walking around on Galaxy's Edge, whether or not it's to interact with Ahsoka or whatever. There's no doubt in my mind they're going to do that. Yeah,
honestly, what would be an interesting thing is if they put like Anakin or what like over near the droid section.
Right.
Because he's like a droid builder, and I would be shocked if they eventually don't get like a 3PO or something, or even an animatronic 3PO somewhere, right? And having like 3PO and Anakin being near each other, they're going to continue to expand on this stuff. This park isn't going anywhere anytime soon.
Maul used to appear near Star Tours. That's a big point. I would assume, dude, a Maul character performer when Shadow Lord comes out. Come on,
that'd be
sick.
Do you want to show your Shadow Lord toy? By the way, you want to show that?
Oh
real
yeah.
Quick? That's great. Was that the only one in your store?
It was literally the only one on the peg. This was the third Target I went to. I found this. First two did not have them.
You went to 3 Targets.
Yes. First 2 did not have them. I was trying to vlog on Sunday. So like that's something that'll come out later this week of like me going to the comic book store. I picked up some other stuff. I'll show it off on the comic stuff, my stack from this week on the episode after this. But yeah, I got some other Star Wars stuff, which do you want to talk about the big stuff or you want to do meditation point now?
Let's talk about the other big thing. We might as well. I think everybody wants to hear about it.
Okay. Yeah. So as you all know, Grayson is now the president of Lucasfilm.
It's me, and I can't read.
It's me.
They handed me a Star Wars book, and I said, I was like, I don't know what this is.
All right, here it is, ladies and germs.
So if you've been living under a rock for some reason,
name these 3 people by just their foreheads. Can you guess the forehead?
It's like a TikTok clip farm thing of like, whose mouth is this?
Yeah.
Yes. So Kathleen Kennedy is stepping down from Lucasfilm leadership after, has it been 12, 13 years? 14 years. And she will be replaced, or I guess these people are taking her spot. Dave Filoni will still remain as CCO, but he will be leading into the president role alongside Lin-Wen Brennan as co-president. So 2 presidents, and I think, I'll read briefly the article before we inject our opinions. But basically, after 14 years, Kathleen Kennedy is stepping down. She's gonna continue to produce, especially these upcoming projects. She's still producing, but she is not running Lucasfilm.
No doubt in my mind, if Tony Gilroy ever does something again, she will be involved.
I think that's a package deal, almost certainly. Honestly, Kathy and Tony is like another version of like Dave and John, you know?
Yep.
But Dave Filoni, who worked close with George Lucas, we all know Dave Filoni is, and helped launch Star Wars live-action series alongside John Favreau with The Mandalorian, will take on creative leadership of the company as president and CCO, and Lin-Wen Brennan will serve as co-president. Their collaboration and more than 30 years of combined senior executive experience will carry Lucasfilm into its next chapter with a strong foundation of creative vision and leadership. And this is from Brennan. Okay, perfect. Because I'm not very familiar with Lin-Wen Brennan, and I was curious to know more about her.
Dude, she's been around longer than Dave has.
Really?
Like Phantom Menace days.
Oh, okay, cool. All right, let's read this quote here.
We can go through this. Do you know who had a great post explaining this all? Hannah.
Really?
Hannah posted this like full slideshow carousel with all of the points, who each person was, what they have involved, like great bullet points. So we'll go through this article, but let me find that post right now because she killed it on that. Okay,
I'm gonna read just a couple of these like quotes here real quick while you're pulling it up. This is from Filoni and Brennan. So Filoni said, "My love of storytelling was shaped by Kathy and George. Never dreamed I would be privileged learning the craft of filmmaking from both of them. From Rey to Grogu, Kathy has overseen the greatest expansion in Star Wars storytelling on screen that we've ever seen. I'm incredibly grateful to Kathy, George, Bob, and Alan for their trust and opportunity." And then Brennan said, "Lucasfilm has played such a meaningful part of my life. It's a community of inspiring storytellers with a rebel spirit like no other, and I'm honored to join Dave leading us forward. I've been so fortunate to learn from George, Kathy, and Alan Bergman and have unwavering faith in Dave's creative vision for the next chapter." So it seems to be that it's like a 1A, 1B thing, that Dave is president.
MacMan, this is exactly what I thought of when I heard this come out.
Oh, it's basically like a James and a Peter Safran sort of deal. Yep. Cool. I didn't even think about that. I love
really
that.
Cool though.
Yeah, makes complete sense. And here's, I'm just gonna go ahead and say that with Kathy, The Kathleen Kennedy hate, like we got asked last week by Star Wars Insight. Love you, Star Wars Insight. Thank you for. I think you're here, but I'm not entirely sure. But one of our members, and he was like, there was a rumor going around about this, and rumors have been perpetuated forever about this, you know, of course, I was like, I'm not buying into any of this stuff because this is like, until it's official. Literally, I said, until it was on StarWars.com, then I'm not talking about it. Yep. And then next week it came on StarWars.com, and I was like, all right, well, now I'll talk about it. But I think Kathy is like an incredible producer, and I do think she gets Star Wars. I think, unfortunately, when there's a lot of cooks in the kitchen, not everything's going to be perfect. But genuinely, there has been more. People are like, oh, under her reign, there's been more bad than good. Completely untrue. Completely untrue. If you look at the list of everything that has been made, the stuff that has come out generally has been liked more than disliked. I was like, you think of Star Wars Rebels, The Force Awakens when it came out, with Rogue One. Solo, I think, is generally more liked than not liked. And she has a comment about Solo that I'd like to bring up later, because I do think which is interesting. You've got Clone Wars Season 7, and you're going to say, oh, Dave Filoni did Rebels and Clone Wars Season 7. Those literally never would have happened if she didn't give the seal of approval. If she did not trust in Dave to do those, it never would have happened. Bad Batch never would have happened. Shadow Lord that's coming out never would have happened. Mando and Grogu, Starfighter, Andor. Andor. Well, like Alexander, it doesn't matter if it flopped at the box office. It's all about the quality. Like we talked about the quality right here. And generally, I think there is most people have come around on Solo, and that was honestly more of a business thing rather than a creative thing.
There was also a million reasons as to why it flopped at the box office that had nothing to do with the film.
People don't like Rise of Skywalker, and it didn't flop at the box office. So I'm not talking about the money stuff here, but like, you think of Mando and some of the live action shows, like, yes, there have been stumbles in the road, but Kathleen Kennedy has done, I think, the best she possibly can under the position she was put in. It is an impossible task. No matter what it is, everybody. You literally cannot please everyone, especially when it comes to Star Wars. Being the president, the main creative person, whether it's one person, whether it's two people, whether it's the story group, whether it's 5, 15, whether it's 500 people sitting in a boardroom on top of each other's laps, it is an impossible ask to think that everyone is going to be pleased with everything that is put out. Impossible. It didn't happen with Kathy. Look, I love Dave Filoni. I am so excited for this era. Lin-Manuel Brennan, literally, I think is going to be a fantastic pick to help aid Filoni here. Wonderful job. There's also still other people who are higher ups at Lucasfilm who definitely know what they're doing, who the old guard, as somebody like a Matthew Wood would refer to them as, have been around for so long that are going to do a fantastic job and continue to do a fantastic job. But George Lucas himself did not please everyone when he was in charge. I think nowadays people are like, oh, we want, well, why can't George just come back? If George came back, do you know how many people would be upset still? Like, there's no way to please everyone. Yeah. Cole, I love you. I want to bring this up here real quick. I'm sorry. The very few mistakes she did were too big and obvious to mess up for me. # we have no source material. I love you. This argument is invalid. The reason that there's this whole argument that the canon reset, and I saw a comment earlier. We kicked the guy out because it's a frustrating take and not helpful at all. The source material, the stuff that was outside, was not stuff done by George Lucas. What they were doing is they were wiping the slate clean because there was so much content that if they wanted to make new stories and also include everything that they had in the expanded universe stuff, which was not explicitly canon, by the way, and not signed off by George Lucas. It was happening. It was being published and created. But that stuff, other than a select few projects like The Force Unleashed and stuff, was not canon. Now, we are seeing stuff right now, like with Ahsoka, where they are taking things from the expanded universe. Absolutely. You and I, Will and I, are big fans of the expanded universe, but I think personally, I think the whole like the few mistakes that she did, the idea that it's all on her is very silly. I think there are so many aspects to things in Star Wars, whether it's good or bad. Everybody has a completely different opinion, and some people like. I'm going to bring up this comment because I think this is a great comment from Coco. I think the issue is before anything that was really, really bad were books and comics or game. Now it's high-profile movies and shows, so when they're bad, they stand out far more. Legends had so much bad stuff. I love Legends. God. Like, there's stuff that's like, if that, I talk about it all the time. Shout out to Talking Bay 94. All right, shout out Brandon Wineardy. Awesome dude. I love him because he loves the good and the bad, just like us. Let's bring up The Crystal Star, a book from the 90s where there was a golden goop interdimensional being that came from a literal different universe to talk to Luke Skywalker. If they put that in the movies, people would hate it. They would hate it. Nobody, like only like a handful of people would like it, okay? Generally speaking, you are never going to please everybody. The expanded universe was so vast and so wide, they made the right call by resetting it. I know that we have a lot of attachment to those legend stories, and I'm very thankful that a lot of those stuff and a lot of those aspects are coming back into play. But like you said, Kathleen Kennedy did the best that she could, but on one hand, she is trying to please the people internally with Lucasfilm and make a good creative story, but she is also a businesswoman, and she is at the beck and call of Disney, all right? The board of executives at Disney, Bob Iger and the rest of the people, the execs. And when creativity and running a business, those very often collide. I think personally, and I think when people take that into consideration, there are far more people who have liked the stuff that has come out in the past 15 years and liked majority of it rather than disliked. I am someone that I do not like everything that has come out in the past 15 years.
Nope. But
there's things that when I read in Legends that I'm like, don't really like that. Wouldn't really like that if that was canon. You know, I'm like, I love Star Wars. I love Star Wars. Star Wars is deeply flawed. And Moria, like, to be fair, like Star Wars, this has always been the case. And you make a great point, Will, that when George Lucas, in the time frame between 2000, we'll say 2005, 2010, like people, the hate for George Lucas was like an all-time high. Honestly, that 10-year period from 2000 to 2010, people could not stand George Lucas.
No.
Because they were like, why is he making these decisions and blah, 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 blah. And it's just, there's always going to be someone that people want to blame, and it's needless and it's fruitless. These are people running a company. It is never going to be perfect. That's the rule of the thumb. And I think they are now passing the torch to the best people. And guess what? Dave Filoni and Linwin are going to do, I think, a great job. But it is foolish to think that they will not make a mistake a couple times. They will. We will always make mistakes. They are people, all right? They are running a business. I am very happy that they were chosen. I think this was a great pick, and I'm glad that Kathy is continually producing. But there's going to be, even people who love Dave Filoni, there's going to be things that come out that you may not like. That's just Star Wars. Everybody has a different reason why they like Star Wars, okay? So anyway, I'm on my soapbox right now.
No.
But,
I mean, it makes sense, but I think what I would add, because I agree with all of that, is a lot of times when people refer to somebody in charge, whether it's any IP, Kevin Feige, Kathleen Kennedy, Dave Filoni, George Lucas, whoever it is, when they say, oh, they made a mistake, 9 times out of 10, that mistake to whoever you are thinking it is a mistake is a good thing to somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people agree that Andor should never have been made. They think Andor should never have been made. They think it is not Star Wars. They think, well,
like this guy.
Exactly. Like they said, George Lucas said Star Wars should be for 12-year-olds, and that is all it is. Yep. Okay. But then Irving Kershner came, and then Empire Strikes Back came, and everybody who agrees, if you were to ask anybody on the street what the best Star Wars movie is, 9 out of 10 people would probably say Empire Strikes Back. If George Lucas was in charge of Empire Strikes Back the same way that he was A New Hope and Return of the Jedi, it would have been a completely different film, and you would not have your favorite Star Wars film.
Mm-hmm.
Without it, you would not. there needs to be, look, the best art, as much as art can be from one person, right? And you can put like a song and it's one person who wrote the whole song, right? Or there's one person who's a guitarist on it. A lot of times they're collaborating with other people. A movie is not one person being made. Look, it's Sean Levy's Star Wars Starfighter. It is a cast and crew of hundreds of people working on that film. Literally, I don't need to tell you any of you guys this, because you guys sit in movie theaters and watch the credits roll after movies. It's the same thing with anything. So to say it's all up to one person is, in my opinion, ridiculous. Now, is there somebody who is the captain of that ship, who is leading and steering? Absolutely. Is it cool that we have the guy who, in my opinion, is, when all is said and done, basically George Lucas's protege for however long, from stuff like the Clone Wars, from when George Lucas gave him a call from making the first season of Avatar Last Airbender and said, hey, can you come make the Clone Wars with me? And he did. And then he made Rebels, and then he made it literally Ahsoka, and he helped make Mandalorian, and he helped make Book of Boba Fett, and literally everything else outside of basically Andor and the sequels, even though he did have some inspirational aspects and some, he wasn't necessarily fully removed from any of that stuff. He did have some stuff to say. Obviously, he wasn't at the top of the food chain when it came to those things, but literally everything that has happened, as much as people want to say, oh, it's KK, oh, it's Kathleen Kennedy, it is also Dave Filoni, and now he is also the president. He's the co-president. Same thing. Or, oh, well, we needed it before the Disney buyout. Okay. Lin Wen has been here since the Phantom Menace. And that's why I pulled this up of, you want to talk about Dave Filoni. Obviously, he made all of this stuff, and he was very important on it. There's a million things that he worked on, but she's been here since 99. She's been here since Phantom Menace. Like, if you want to talk about somebody who is old guard or has the ability to, or, oh, you know, what if we brought somebody else in? Well, they don't have the experience of the George Lucas era. She does. She's been here. What do you want? Somebody who's 90 years old, who's been around since the OT?
From 99
guy
to
with a cigar? Like, what do you want?
27 years she's been around. From ILM to Lucasfilm as a GM. Like, she's been around, you know? This is a crazy awesome duo.
It's cool. And truthfully, I wouldn't want Dave Filoni to be in the business side of things or be the only guy making business decisions, because not to say he can't, but I don't want him taken away from what I think he does best, and that's creative art. That is taking out a sketch pad, doing a doodle, and then making something that an image, a silhouette that I'm going to cry about for the next 100 years. That is what Dave Filoni does. And I'm happy he's in that position. Lin Wen, I'm happy she is in this position because she gets to make those business decisions, not for Filoni, but with Filoni and with Lucasfilm as an entirety. And it's fantastic.
Yeah. And it's a dialogue. And then I think Kathleen Kennedy being able to step away as, you know, director and being a producer, which is what she was for a long time and why George picked her, I think it's going to be a great meshing of collaborative and creative minds.
Absolutely.
Yeah, like I said, I don't think it doesn't mean that Star Wars is going to be just perfect all of a sudden, because perfection is unknowable. But like I'm very happy with this, to be honest. And
yeah,
hold on, let me.
It's nothing. It's insane. I'm not. Look, hey, I'm just gonna make this blanket statement, okay?
Man, we're getting some interesting takes here in the chat.
Yeah, I wonder who shared it. Who was like, "Hey, these guys don't know what they're talking about."
Probably I don't, but you know what? I'll be happy about it.
Well, truthfully, this has nothing to do with Kathleen Kennedy. This has nothing to do with Dave Filoni. This has nothing to do with what we've talked about over the last hour and 4 minutes, except it is everything we've done over the last hour and 4 minutes. Determined Focus, this show, this live show, and truthfully, anything that Grayson and I do, whether together or separately on the internet, as creators, we love Star Wars. And Star Wars is, at least in my opinion, and I know I can kind of speak for Grayson in the same vein, is so much more fun when you're having fun with Star Wars.
That absolutely.
Why am I going to get on here and talk about everything that I don't like about my favorite thing in the world? Why? I understand that we are in a new age of rage bait and clicks and us needing to farm anger and hate, but I love Star Wars way too much than to get on my YouTube channel and our show and our platform and talk about things that I don't like because it might affect you. What if you go home and you go, oh, like any comment that we've gotten, or let's say this. Hey, Ahsoka season 2 is going to be good, but maybe it's going to be bad. Honestly, I'm leaving 70. It's going to be bad. 30. It's going to be good. And then you go, oh man, Will said, hey, Will, this guy who talks about Star Wars on the internet. Look, I'm not a big guy. Okay.
Yeah.
But I mean, I'm a big guy, but I'm not like a big platform, whatever. But you go home and then you go, wow, that's in your head now. I've been listening to somebody talk about how they're probably not going to like something. Do you think you are going to walk in to your living room, turn on Disney Plus, and enjoy that thing? Probably not, because all you've been listening to is people talk about why they are not going to enjoy it. Or,
and
hey,
that's, yeah.
It is insane to me. This podcast is called Determined Focus. The tagline, my favorite thing in Star Wars, your focus determines your reality. If you're going to walk into something, I've been saying this forever. If you're going to walk into a project, if you're going to walk into any sort of entertainment with the idea of, man, I'm probably not going to like this, you're probably not going to like it. You're probably not going to enjoy it. And setting yourself at this deficit of already wanting your expectations to be exceeded, not even met, but exceeded when you're at the deficit of whether or not you're going to enjoy something is insane to me.
Yeah.
Dude, you might like it. Why would you go in with like, we're all talking about this stuff. We're enjoying about it. Call us shills, whatever. But we are talking about what we are excited for about it. There's stuff that I'm not excited for. There's stuff with Galaxy's Edge where I'm like, oh, I wish there was still immersion. There's stuff that's happened over the last however many years, Disney buyout. Dude, I wish they still made 1313. Of course.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, dude.
I wish they made that, but all of the decisions cannot be make or break when it comes to something that we have all loved since we were swinging around telescopic lightsabers as kids. Like it's no fun. It's like it's self-imploding. And it doesn't make any sense. You're shooting yourself in the foot before even going to enjoy something that you are a fan of.
There's a lot of times where like there's something, and I love to recommend this as well, of like there's so many things that people have regurgitated online of like, oh, this thing sucks or whatever, and then but the best moments where people go in and they're like, yeah, I heard this sucks, but they like were looking forward to enjoying it, and then they do, and more often than not, when I'm excited about something, I'm gonna enjoy it a whole lot more, even with the flaws. And personally, like, I love that I can, and a lot of people have been bringing up in the chat about like EU and stuff like that. You and I, Will and I, are people who, you look at our shelves of the toys and the books and the comics and the video games and the merch that we have, we are filled with stuff. There you go. Look at that. Look at that.
By Timothy Zahn. We interviewed him last year at Denver Fan Expo. I love Timothy Zahn.
Yeah, we are people that like, we love Star Wars, and we know that there's no matter how positive we are, there's going to be things that we don't love, but it's never to the dismay of me loving Star Wars. I love Star Wars too much to do that. And I've always, the things that I end up, if there's something that like I don't like and then someone else does like, I end up usually going back again and liking it a whole lot more. Focusing on what you like and going into saying like, man, I love this and I want to continue to love this is so much more enjoyable as a Star Wars fan than going into something being like, this is going to suck. This is going to suck. This is going to be stupid.
It's no fun. And people do it about everything, dude. Like, and I understand having an opinion and watching something and going in with an open mind and then coming out after and being like, man, here are the top 10 things that I disliked about that. I understand. And I also understand that as somebody who creates on YouTube, that gets a lot of engagement and you're trying to build a business and you have families to feed. I understand.
Yep.
But doing it in such a way where all you're doing is talking about what you hate about it or what you dislike or what's wrong or what still needs to be around or back in my day, back in your day, it wasn't like that either. And there were 100 other people who are in the position you're in now who are doing the exact same thing about stuff that you liked when you were a kid. Sorry. People didn't like The Force Unleashed when it came out. I love The Force Unleashed. People didn't like Empire Strikes Back when it came out. It's Grayson's favorite movie. I love The Empire Strikes Back. What are you talking about? People don't like Temple of Doom. I like Temple of Doom. Other people like Temple of Doom. It's insane. And the online discourse of how things can sour is part of what we are dealing with now in this age of everybody having a say online where everybody has a platform. And I understand, and that's just the way things are. But it back in the day where you were just able to like go to the comic book store and like talk to somebody about like why you didn't like something. That's what we're trying to do here. But we're not going to let you walk out of the comic book store thinking, oh, Will hates that. Oh, Grayson hates that. And I should too. No. I want you to prove to me why you like it because I would rather like something than dislike it. And there was a comment here earlier that I read or not Wes. That was, I really liked what you had to say, Wes, from Oddball. Appreciate you being here, dude. Oddball is a sick clone. I have the Lego from, he's in the New York 70. I love Oddball. Having fun sounds like I'd have my head in the clouds versus actually admitting there's a problem with what Disney did. Just saying. Very blanket statement. What Disney did. I'm just going to list out some of my favorite things. The scene in Last Jedi, you are what they grow beyond. Luke's return in Book of Boba Fett. That same episode, Cad Bane in live action. Luke's return in The Mandalorian. Mandalorian season 1 is a masterpiece. I really like Mandalorian season 2. Mandalorian season 3 has some very, very cool moments as well. Is it my favorite? No, but I can talk about that and still say that there's good in it.
Yeah.
The idea that you're having your head in the clouds if you're only talking about what you dislike and not also what you'd like. When I say I'd rather have fun, and this has gone on for too long, but when I say I'd rather have fun doing something, that means I'd rather talk about what I like than what I don't like. And if there is something blaring where I need to feel like it is something that I don't like, I will come out and talk about it. They ditched the Hunt for Ben Solo movie. That was a bad idea, in my opinion. In Grayson's opinion as well, but in my opinion. And we said that. We did a whole episode on it. And just because whether or not you agree or disagree doesn't change anything, that's what we're talking about. You guys are here because we're talking about it, or you just want to hang out. Cool. There's 42 people in here. Sorry, you're not talking about it. So
and we know going into it that not everybody in here in the chat is going to agree with us. That would be boring. I don't want
everybody to. That's dumb. If everybody agreed with it, that would be boring.
Yeah, there would be like,
hey, lightsabers are cool, right? And then 100 chats being like, yeah, lightsabers, W, lightsabers, W. It's dumb.
And so Alexander said, wouldn't have been a good idea. I disagree. And you're entitled to your opinion, but I think a lot of people want that. And I think it'd be cool. It would happen, but I'm not going to there's no way that it is impossible for me to convince everybody here about, there you go. Convince everybody, but I'd like to try. And if I don't, that's okay. I'm just going to say that
clipping this. I'm clipping this, Sonny. I'm clipping this. You actually do. Sonny hates lightsabers. She said it herself.
Here's what I'll say. I will always defend the past 15 years of Star Wars because it gave me one of my favorite characters in fiction. Not even just give me my favorite character in Star Wars and one of my favorite characters in fiction with Kanan Jarrus. I literally have it have his lightsaber tattooed, and for that, and this is someone who grew up on the expanded universe, on Knights of the Old Republic, and Jedi Outcast and Jedi Academy, and those books and Force Unleashed and all of this stuff, like the same things that people who hate what has come before, those are the reasons why this sucks and I like this stuff better. I like it all, man.
Yep,
I like all of that stuff. And again, there's stuff that's come out that I don't necessarily love, but other people do, and that's awesome. I love that we all have our unique things that we get to love because that's what makes us individuals. So, like you said, this has probably gone on for way too long. We appreciate you all being here, and yes, disagreeing is okay, and there are good ways to disagree, and people need to realize that exactly. And like the things that in here were in the chat that we just we're disagreeing on, and that's okay. That being said, I would like to talk about the interview that I believe Kathy did talking about some of the stuff in retrospect.
Okay.
And some of the projects and everything. We don't have to talk about it for a super long time.
Can I plug? So we're going to talk about this, and then in 15 minutes, we're going to start our comic book episode.
Yes.
I think we can talk about this on the comic book episode as well, because other than our main topic, I don't really have anything else for the comic book.
Absolutely. Let's do it.
Okay. Go away. Okay.
She told me, she was like, I'm excited to hop into the comic book episode. And I was like, yeah.
Oh, wait 15 minutes, lady. Gosh, the whole episode's going to be about Batman. All right.
Yeah.
I need to find that article.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Because is it in the same Star Wars article, the Lucasfilm article?
I think this is it? I don't think so. I think this is like a whole article that she did with like another, like a reporting site, was it not?
I don't remember who it's from. You know who probably has it? Flippin' Luke.
Luke is our source.
Do you want to talk about Dave Filoni not liking Andor real quick?
Oh, yeah, how it was, hey, Dave Filoni didn't like Andor, and then Lucasfilm was like, that's not true.
And there are so many clips of him talking about how much he liked Andor.
Dude, that clip of him talking about Andor and how cool that is was awesome. You know?
Yeah. No, insane.
Yeah. And I was like, why would he? That's so stupid. Like,
oh, you know where I saw it?
Okay. He said the Kennedy interview was with Deadline.
Okay.
So, yeah. Yeah. I remember I saw that and I was like, what? Dave Filoni doesn't like Andor? And then they're like, that was like someone just like stirring the pot. And they're like, that's not true. I was like, okay, never mind. I'm happy. Okay. Wow, this is probably going to be a big article, but we're going to try to like break it down briefly. She's talking about a lot of stuff in the transition to leading Lucasfilm. Oh, perfect. Is this the solo stuff?
Yeah.
Oh, Scout Care.
Okay. Really, you cannot replace Han Solo, at least right now. Okay, this is the Solo thing.
Okay, so there's a couple things because I also want to talk about the hunt for Ben Solo that's in there as well. But
okay,
let's see. Okay, so basically,
Solo thing first, and then that.
Yeah, could you scroll up to like the one right above it?
Yeah.
Beautiful. Okay, so Deadline was saying there's a lot of scrutiny on Star Wars and Indiana Jones. But they all seem to gross big numbers. Is there anything wish that you would back and maybe could have done better? Kenny said, no, I don't really have any regrets. Well, maybe a tiny bit of regret about Solo, a Star Wars story. I brought Larry Kazan on. We were excited about the idea. And then when you're into something and you realize fundamentally, conceptually, you cannot replace Han Solo, at least right now.
Now, right now, I believe she's referring to at the time of making Solo, if I had to interject. I don't think that means right now, like in 2026.
Okay. I think she's talking about like in this current age.
You think it? The only other thing I was like, until Harrison Ford, we don't want this, passes away.
I think she's just saying like Harrison Ford is still so much of a maybe, but I think I don't know. Let me see what she says. Harrison Ford is a hard act to follow. As wonderful as Alden Ehrenreich was, and he was really good and is a wonderful actor, we put him in an impossible situation. And once you're in it and once you're committed, you've got to carry on. I think I have a bit of regret about that and not the movie making and filmmaking. I do have regrets about that. I just think conceptually we did it too soon. Okay, so as we just talked about how I do like Kathleen Kennedy, and I understand where she's coming from. I just want to say that the problem, if the problems that people have with Solo is not about Alden Ehrenreich.
No.
I think like I mean, there are some people that are like genuinely like, yes, Han Solo is irreplaceable, Lando Calrissian's irreplaceable, whatever. There are people like that, absolutely. But I think generally speaking, when the people who do not like Solo, it is not because they did not like that someone else was playing Han Solo. It was because of other things. It was they didn't like the pacing, they didn't like the story, they didn't like the blah 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 blah.
I've truly never heard it. Never heard anybody say, "Oh, well, it wasn't good because Harrison Ford wasn't in it."
Yeah, I've never heard that.
Hey, buddy.
Hey, what's up, buddy? Thanks for being here. She's referring to Han dying in Force Awakens and making a Solo movie. Is she?
I don't think so.
Can we go down to the next one?
Well, the next part is then the guy's like, "Well, doesn't it make sense that Indiana Jones Dial of Destiny was keep staying around too long?" And she's like, "No, I still stand by that because he wanted to make that movie."
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
Hey, can I say something crazy? And I know Connor probably doesn't like this. I don't know your opinion on it. I kind of like Dial of Destiny.
No, I like Dial. I mean, it's not. I will say it's my least favorite indie movie just because of nostalgia. But I like Dial. Like I
like Dial. Dial was cool.
Yeah, I like that movie.
Yeah,
I don't have a problem with Dial at all.
More also fodder for everybody coming in here for the comments and saying these guys just like everything.
Yeah, we like liking things. Sorry,
my favorite movie is Madam Web.
Well, all right, don't put us in that box now. What? I've got this right here. Okay, we don't need that anymore. Yeah, so I disagree with the whole. I wish Kathy wasn't so harsh on herself about the Solo thing because I like Solo and I want more Han Solo and I don't need it to be Harrison Ford. I love Harrison Ford, but I like Alden and I want Alden and I want new people playing these characters and I want more Star Wars. Anyway,
yeah. Before we get into the Ben Solo stuff, there was that point. I believe it's in this article as well, where she talks about like people getting spooked, and she says the thing about Rian Johnson getting spooked for the like what happened with, because everyone's like, well, Rian Johnson was supposed to get a trilogy. Why didn't he do that? And he's like, oh, well, he's busy with Knives Out. And they just keep saying that. But then it was like at one point, I think he got spooked for the reception for The Last Jedi. And then he goes on Twitter and literally just quote tweets it and says, not spooked, LOL.
Yeah. It's like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do believe the quote was, I do believe he got spooked by the online negativity. I think Ryan made one of the best Star Wars movies. He's a brilliant filmmaker and he got spooked. That's
and literally he just comes back and quotes, not spooked, LOL.
I don't even know what to say. Yeah. Like Hunter, then this is why I'm going to kiss you. I will forever love Solo. It failed because Last Jedi was so divisive and it was competing with Marvel for theater views around that time. Thank you. Thank you. You said it in one sentence or two sentences that I would have taken me years to say, but basically this is exactly what happened. And she does talk a lot about a bunch of scripts being turned in. So it's eager to know what's the progress on the films and filmmakers. Rian Johnson, Mangold, Simon Kinberg, Taika Waititi, where are their projects at? And he said, I've got to tread a bit carefully here. Mangold and Bo Williman wrote an incredible script, but it's definitely breaking the mold and it's on hold. Taika has turned in a script that is hilarious and great, but it's not my decision, especially when I've got a foot out the door. Donald Glover has turned in a script, and as if you read Steve Soderbergh and Adam Driver turned in a script written by Scott Burns. It was just great. Anything's a possibility if somebody's willing to take a risk. Yeah. So I think that's kind of the underlying note is that anything that is being made in Star Wars is going to be some sort of a risk, even if inherently the project is not risky. If Starfighter on paper is not a risky project, but it is also in and of itself a risk because it is another Star Wars movie that is not a saga film. And really anything that you make in Star Wars is going to be a risk. Rebels was a Clone Wars was a risk. Rebels was a risk. The prequels were a risk. A risk. A sequel to the original Star Wars was a risk, right? Sequels, spin-offs, books, all of it is going to be a risk because there's always going to be people that are not pleased with it, I think, and I know this is maybe this is my head in the clouds, as was said earlier, but I'd rather them take risks, and maybe some people aren't going to like it, but I think risks end up making sometimes some of the best things.
Two of my favorite risks in recent are Skeleton Crew and Acolyte, and I really liked both of them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I think they were fun. I also this is not Star Wars. Wake Up Dead Man was really good.
No, dude, my favorite of the trilogy.
It's my favorite of the three.
Yeah, I'm without question. I love you. I love you. I am rolling. Thank you for being supportive. For me, I love all those movies because they don't feel connected. They don't feel like a 1, 2, 3. They all feel like different movies with one reoccurring character and one reoccurring kind of plot of being a murder mystery. But like, I love those movies.
One's cool. One's really good. My ranking is 3, 1, 2.
I think that's probably my ranking too. But I'll be honest, I loved 2. I really did. I really loved 2. 2
was cool. It wasn't necessarily my favorite. 1 and 2.
I saw it in theaters, and it was awesome. It was such a good time because they did like a limited release. I love Rian Johnson, and I hope he still does a trilogy. I think
love to see him again.
I think he would do an insane trilogy, or if even condensed it down to like one movie or something. Like, I've really grown on Last Jedi a lot, and it's not my favorite Star Wars movie, and it's got problems, but like I really do think it is. Man, I think Rian Johnson is an incredible filmmaker.
Yep.
And so in this article, basically, there's a whole lot of other stuff. They talk about future projects and things like that. I think it is safe to say that I think Kathy is stepping down. And I'm very thankful for everything that she's done. I think, like I said, they are people. And I think that there are some things that she definitely maybe is misunderstanding, in my opinion. And I hope that with Dave and with Linwin, that they maybe see them a little bit differently, especially with the irreplaceable thing and the risks and whatnot. I hope that I'll be honest, I hope literally every single one of those projects sees the light of day. I think that would be, there's none of those that I do not want to see it.
I'd rather see them than them get shelved. And no matter what it is, I'd rather see it than it gets shelved anytime. I hate hearing that something goes into like early stages and then it just gets shelved because it's a story we'll never get. And that kills me because I want as many stories as possible and I just want all of it. And I can be the one to decide whether or not I like it after it comes out. But I at least want to see it first, because what if it's the coolest thing that's ever happened? We don't know until it's made, and we're not going to know until it's made. We have like 3 minutes left before we're hopping into our comic book segment, which will be live for everyone. It's not just members only.
At least for this week, yes.
At least for this week. It'll be live for everybody.
Here's a great transition point as well. I think he means the Batgirl movie, but still, Batgirl movie drives me nuts. Just a full feature film out there that we'll never see. And that sucks. You know?
I'm so happy Coyote versus Acme is coming out this year. Cannot wait.
Yeah.
So happy that they made an entire movie and it's just never going to see the light of day. That sucks. Was I extremely excited about the Batgirl movie? No, I didn't really like as somebody who's a very big Barbara Gordon fan, don't know if I was going to necessarily like the direction the film was in. I really like the story it was based off of, but from what I saw of it, I was like, who knows? But I still would rather see it and make that decision after it's a finished product. Before we end, what I wanted to ask is, what is your what is the number one thing you're most excited about for Dave and Linwen as co-president now of Lucasfilm?
Can it be one of these projects that may or may not be happening, or is it okay? Well, selfishly, and this is a very hot take, I'm hoping that they proceed, that they can team up with Donald Glover and make this Lando movie happen, because I think it's first of all, a good shot to see those reoccurring characters and the people playing them. But I love Donald Glover. He is one of my favorite creatives ever. As a musician, as an actor, as a comedian, as a writer, I literally love him in everything. And I think he is so good as Lando. And Lando is one of my favorite Star Wars characters of all time. I think that I think it's going to be good to have a changing of the guard, and I think that having a president and co-president is going to be very good. Having a creative and having a business person, and I think generally I'm just very excited to see where it goes because we have a lot of Star Wars coming in the near future, and especially this happening before the next celebration. Like I think this next celebration is going to be very like in 2027, very very juicy.
Incredibly, like it's going to be jam packed. For me, Dave Filoni is now co-president of Lucasfilm. Animation.
Mm-hmm.
I want as much animation as possible, and I think for his love of animation and that being his background where he started before getting into live action, obviously storytelling in animation was his bread and butter for the longest time. I think that's where he's told a lot of his best stuff. Obviously he hasn't had a lot of time to tell stories with live action, but animation. I want every animated project to get greenlit. I want stuff that's not canon. I want stuff that's Legends. I want stuff that's EU. Just as much animation as possible from Lucasfilm Animation. It's my favorite corner of Lucasfilm and my favorite corner of Star Wars. Heck, I even want animated stuff that's not even just Star Wars. Like in this article, they talk about the shelved Indiana Jones animated project. Bummer, dude.
That is such a bummer, man.
Bummer. And I know Dave's an indie fan, so I would love to see something like that. Just stuff. I want to see it all get made, truthfully. And whether or not it's something that I think the question of whether or not something getting made is good or bad for the fandom really comes down to the vitriol that fans have online nowadays. And we were talking about it earlier, but like why stuff gets shelved, why somebody might get spooked. It's all because we did it for 20 minutes where we were on our soapbox talking about why stuff should work and why people need to have a little bit more of an open mind when it comes to stuff being made. Maybe listen to people like us a little less who are speculating and talking about stuff. Maybe have your own opinion on stuff before you go into it. We all love it, but
here's the only truly, this is because this is the name of the podcast. The only thing that we are trying to convince you is for your focus to determine your reality, and that's what matters. We said a lot of things here, and we hope that you agree. We do hope that you enjoy more Star Wars. Enjoy your wars in the Star. I like that. All right, but I don't want you to have this necessarily have the same opinion as me, and that's fine. And that's honestly like why we have a lot of different people in here that have a lot of different opinions, and that's fun and that's cool.
Yep,
and I'm excited about it.
Yep. Hey, you want to give them a sneak peek of what we're doing on the next hour after this?
Yeah. We're gonna be. I don't know how to do a sneak peek. I mean, we're gonna be talking about comic book stuff as we do. We were gonna talk about it on this episode, but it figures it's comic booky. We're gonna be talking about Legacy of Vader issue 12, the final issue ? Kind of up in the air on that.
Yeah.
We'll see, as well as Man of Tomorrow, and maybe a little extra Batman stuff before we wrap up for the night. So,
I thought maybe a little Avengers Doomsday as well.
Oh, Doomsday, yes, of course. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yes, so Doomsday stuff. So a little bit of DC, a little bit of Star Wars, a little bit of Marvel. We will see you over there. We will start it literally as soon as this ends. But thank you for being here. Thank you for supporting. Seriously, we had a couple of new members. We had some super chats. Thank you guys so much. Thank you for all chiming in. We will see you over in the next stream. May the Force be with you, but more importantly, your focus determines your reality. We will see you in the next stream.
Bye-bye.
Always remember,